Easy.
Well, you can do your thing. Or should we make Elliot do it?
Does he know it?
Make him do it.
Do you know the start of our podcast, man?
How we doing?
What he usually says at the start.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello,
you're just doing
and-
deep.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast. How
Welcome
good?
to the
And then we all
podcast.
say,
Oh,
how
yeah,
good?
yeah,
and
sorry,
like,
sorry.
Do you want to do it?
But do I do it the same way or my way?
We're keeping this in there.
Do
We're
it
keeping
if
this
you
in
want.
the
Do
intro.
it,
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
it in his voice.
Do it if you like.
Do it in Mitch's voice.
Just kick
I
it
swear to
off.
God, if you go, how good.
Kick us off.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. How good?
Oh, that was actually not bad.
Hey,
How good?
How good?
How good?
How good?
Been waiting for a long time to say that.
Yeah.
Cheers to our first guest on the podcast, gentlemen.
Cheers.
We're drinking some
fellas.
fine red.
I can't reach.
Curse with short arms.
Here we go.
So who are you?
And why were your bags outside?
And what are you doing in that chair? This is a 3-person podcast.
Oh man. Well, today we're gonna make it 4.
Yeah, we are.
We are how good.
So Elliot Le Petit is a longtime friend of all of us.
Yeah. I
Went to high school with me and Josh.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll say boys.
played tennis with Liam for good. Was it 3 years?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Played the same sport. Yeah.
No, it's been good. It's been good. Yeah, for those that don't know me, I was born in England a long time ago, but I do consider myself a Kiwi because I
Yep.
moved here when I was 7, so
Yep.
I'm Kiwi bred.
And where did you move to?
Nelson, South
Good old
Farm.
Nelson.
Tiny place.
How did that shape you
How did that shape me?
as a young man?
Nelson, town of about 30,000 people, I think, probably 50,000 now, but definitely I lived out on the beach and like in a quiet place, so it definitely shaped me into more of an introvert, I'd say, like naturally, because it's quite a secluded place. And 40 minutes away from school, sort of going in each day. So I lived there for, I think, 12 years, and then 11 years, 12 years. I moved up to Auckland when I was 17, and that's where I basically met Mitch.
And joined Westlake.
Joined Westlake. Met Mitch
crew.
first in history class.
Earliest memories of you
Oh, yes,
are
sir.
rocking up to our little seating area that we had at Westlake on the plant beds, the wooden plant beds.
Yeah.
And you were a fresh-faced young man with his red jacket, sportsman jacket.
Premier tennis. Premier
I
tennis.
carried that jacket with pride.
Luke always wore it, bro.
Yeah.
It was young Luke that always wore that bloody jacket. The first time I met you, we were at it was like some weird tennis meeting or something. Do you remember at Albany they did that random around the table thing where they'd sit us down and talk to us about?
Yeah.
And Elliot was just. I remember sitting there because I've been at that academy for like a year and a half already.
Yeah, he was a veteran.
And then so I'm just like sitting down and this Westlake red jacket
came
walks
in.
in, sits down in the corner like this. Like, who the hell is this guy?
Who are you?
Who's this guy think
I
he is?
remember that because it was like you, Nico, and Stella, and all that. And I was just coming into the squads, and I was actually the group below you at that stage.
Yeah.
And so I finally got to the top group, and I'm like,
Useless.
all right, seem cool. Here we go. But no, it's crazy, man, how things change, over the years.
I remember you as an innocent young
Very
cheeky
innocent.
smile.
Didn't even talk.
Nah, you blame Nelson for that, man. But
You didn't talk much, man.
What
Nah.
changed?
what changed?
Alcohol.
Yeah.
It's a start, at
It's a
least.
start. It was because like up to that point in high school, even when I went to Westlake, socializing for me was basically like playing tournaments,
Yeah.
playing tennis and stuff like that, and that's all I was committed to because I was trying to go for that scholarship to the States, just train and bit of gaming, take up the rest of the time, and
There you go.
that was my life.
So
Basically.
you're a clean living young
I was
man.
very clean. Yeah, I was a bit of a health freak.
What were some of the
Keyword
things you were
was.
Yeah.
No, he's still out.
No, he's come back.
Now
He's
he's
back.
coming back.
He's
He's
coming
making a comeback.
Full
people.
circle.
You're Macklemore.
Drinking red wine.
Life is
right
beautiful.
Bigger than MJ,
Full
man.
circle.
Bigger comeback than MJ.
What were some of the health things that you were doing back in the day?
So back in the day, I was very much sort of no sugar whatsoever. Like even how you go to the supermarket and you see like snack bars or something like that. Like I would check the sugar labels, everything.
Yeah.
Anything that's processed or anything, wouldn't touch. All clean eating. Fasting, like just a lot of experimenting. I did a crazy thing one time. I remember the craziest health experiment I did was it was Chinese medicine,
Oh no.
and
never
I
seen where this is
put
going.
raw onion in my socks and slept with them for the whole night. It
What?
was meant to detox your body.
Who? How did you find out? Like,
It
how
would
did?
have been like a Men's Health article or something like
Men's
that.
Health.
Yeah, it would have been something like
Just
that.
open it.
Oh no, it was off the
And
subreddit.
I remember that being one of the worst sleeps ever because I woke up at like after 2 hours of sleeping with my feet were like frozen because the onions came from the fridge, so they were like my feet were frozen. And I'm like, screw it, this is the experiment. I got to stick with it. So the entire night I had onions in my socks and mate, my feet smelled like in the morning.
Yeah.
Shit.
There you go.
Sorry,
Get it out.
but-
Wait, so what was I supposed to?
So
What was
Chinese
the-
medicine links parts of your foot to organs in your body,
Right.
and so
Yeah.
onions like a natural sort of detoxification sort of.
When you
vegetable.
ingest them.
When you eat them, right?
Well, what about when you?
When they're on your feet.
No one's tried that one, have they?
Nah.
Do you know if you walk around with them on your eyes for a whole day?
No, so that was the thing.
X-ray
But I can't I never did it again because obviously the results were.
Shit.
You gotta stick with
But
it.
you
man.
gotta-
Subpar.
It's about taking those experiments and being like, this one didn't work.
Yeah.
This one did.
Gotta wonder.
Not
how many
everything's gonna
passed?
work.
I'm gonna walk on my hands tomorrow. Just an experiment.
Just an
Yeah.
experiment.
See how it goes.
Well, they say how you walk on the ground barefoot, you
Yeah.
feel like a better connection with the ground.
What the?
I think that's total bullshit.
But you got to experiment. You can't just say.
Yeah.
You never know.
You
Oh,
gotta,
I've done it and it hurts.
It's like walking around a supermarket with bare feet. Walking around a supermarket with bare feet. That's
Yeah,
like
I could never do it.
It's dirty, but at the same time, you're like,
you got to prove it for yourself. You got to
yeah,
do these things.
that's
yourself.
true.
Ever walk around a supermarket just wearing your jandals, and even then you feel bogus.
Yeah, let alone bare feet.
Yeah.
I was in bare feet when I first got to my college in the US. I was walking around bare feet, and people were looking at me like I was fucking crazy. Just walking around in bare feet.
Wait, at the campus.
On the campus, like on the grass and like through the buildings. A lady came up to me and she was like,
Here's $10. Get some food.
I don't know where you came from, but no, she said, you've got to wear shoes in here. like it was obvious. I was like,
Why?
Was that a taser?
Did you like, why? Why do I need to wear shoes?
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's clean and everything.
Am I gonna have some weight drop on my foot at some random time?
You say that though, because like in the dorms and stuff, even like your bathroom's just like 2 meters away outside your dorm room. You got people still putting on slippers just to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I mean,
everyone bought slippers for the bathroom. Yeah,
I mean, it is.
I didn't buy
for
them.
I guess.
Did you
but-
shower in your like slip-ons or
No.
no? Not your slip-ons, but
Are you
like
fucking
those.
butt naked, mate?
What are those jandals that
Mate,
like the Nike jandals? You know what I mean?
I know what you
Everyone
mean.
had
Yeah,
Slides.
Everyone had those.
Everyone-
Slides. Yeah, slides.
Yeah. No. I lied down all the time in the shower because most of the time I was hungover. So
You
I
lie
You
down. in
lay
the shower.
down in the shower.
like sit down.
Yeah.
It's like a little box. So
Okay.
you just sit
Yeah.
down and just. Got class in 30 minutes. Hopefully, I start waking up.
Hopefully you
you
set your alarm, put it back on snooze.
And most of
Wake
the
up.
time, it's my roommate saying, "Elliot, you can't miss class again, mate. It's been like 2 weeks now. Come on, get up." And I'm like, "Oh." He's like, "Come on, Alright.
Come on, buddy.
Get in
on.
the shower."
No.
Oh man.
It's like the old carrot on a stick, just a glass of gin. Just
Good.
Oh man.
Shot in the class. Shot in the class. Oh. Well, remember the first time Elliot getting on the piss?
That was.
that was memorable.
It was.
Maybe not for you, but
Thing is, I do remember like a lot of details, considering it was a big night.
Yeah. Do you
is
remember the
interesting.
bucket being on your head at the end of the night?
yeah,
I remember that. I do. 'Cause my brain was fresh at that point.
Fresh.
not for long.
Freshly fried.
But
No.
it was,
What were we doing? What were we even drinking?
Those,
that night?
those were the old FIFA nights. You remember that?
Oh,
So that night, I'm like, I remember telling myself, like, Luke, I think Luke invited me. He's like, yeah, come over. Guys, Mitch,
Goose.
Angus couldn't come that night.
Amelia.
That was like
Amelia turned up
Andre-
later. Andre, Carl.
Jono, and then Liam.
Is it Cam?
Yeah.
Cam?
Cam, yeah.
Cam was
and,
there.
Oh, this is the African boy, right?
Cameron, yeah.
yeah.
Carl? Carl was there?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
kinda
He
go.
just
And then
invited me
Amelia and
over.
Paige turned up later.
That's right.
I was basically just like, like come over, have a few drinks, blah blah. And I'm like, at this point, I've never got drunk in my life. Like,
Have you drunk alcohol before? Like, or very?
Did you know?
No,
You,
like
yeah.
I've probably maybe finished I wouldn't even say finish a glass of wine or finish one beer. Like, nah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you tell mum?
Mum was so
I'm
proud of
only
me the next
drinking
day. I
two.
can't tell you how proud my parents were. Like, oh, thank God, he's doing something.
But they didn't feel that a year later.
They're like, are you hungover? I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, oh.
Finally, and they just bend the door of the Explorer lunchbox.
Come
like,
in. He's grown up. They just open like the door to the big room. It's just like bottles of wine. Here, son, for you.
But I remember walking in and being like, because I didn't realize, hey, I'm gonna buy my own drinks. I'm gonna have to sponge off people. But I came in there, didn't even buy my own drinks. So
You're feeding.
I was. Yeah,
Jägermeister. It was Jägermeister. That's right.
bit of pong and Jägermeister.
I don't actually think I drank that. Actually, I don't think I was drinking because I'm pretty sure I was on a
No, you
bunch
weren't.
of
Sorry,
antibiotics.
no, you weren't drinking. You were completely
Yeah.
sober.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is how he remembers like all the details of the night.
The fine
I
details.
don't remember every detail. I can't remember what we drank. Well, they were drinking.
I started off on the old Volca cruise, which became my sort of
Yes, you were
beginning
on.
drink.
You
That's
were
right.
on that.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that because then we had a few drinks at like Goose. I think at Goose's one time, and then yours, and you and Goose were drinking
It
smooth.
was either Smirnoff or
Goodness.
something or Volca cruise. Same RTD crap.
Yeah,
We were young once.
Yeah.
Don't judge us,
No
please.
judge.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with them now. I
You
still
got to
drink them.
transition. It's like coffee, right? You transition from instant.
Oh, just going straight to a coffee discussion, are we?
With
Yes.
there's
That's
a
terrible.
transitionary period.
Yes.
Okay?
Terrible.
So with coffee and alcohol, I think alcohol you start in the RTDs. Me personally, I can speak for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then coffee for me starts on the instant coffee. You know, they're just powder. You just chuck it, pop.
Yeah.
Shebang. You got your coffee.
And then you get to the harder stuff.
Forget the shebang part, people.
Then I think the next step for alcohol for me was so RTDs. I went from hard liquor then. So I think you can go from one little softie to one extreme.
I agree with that.
Jesus.
I started with bourbon and then I kind of went
to
into
the-
RTDs, so I
went
went
to
the
the
opposite.
Canadian Club whiskey, and it was over there in that seat over there that I finished the whole Canadian Club like bottle, and it was the last time I had whiskey.
That's the last
Really?
time- Dude, I
Like-
have
like
Canadian Club
drank
at home right
proper.
now.
No.
I opened a bottle because I finished the bottle of McKellen. Remember I gave you a...
Yeah, I remember trying that.
I
Yeah.
finished that bottle of isolation. So then I opened a Canadian Club. Took like just made a shot glass worth or 2 shots worth. Took a sip. I was like, ooh. What the fuck,
It's
man?
bad
Never
'cause it
again.
comes in a plastic bottle.
dude.
Yeah,
It's just-
you know it's bad.
not good
I was
whiskey.
like, oh man, I went and got some like ginger ale just to mix with it, so that I can't drink this shit straight, bro.
Why does everyone know about Canadian Club? As
Because
bad
it's
as
like,
it is.
it's cheap, bro.
It's just cheap.
I think
Yeah.
And
Canadian
it's,
clubs
normally,
are quite
and it's
nice.
in a lot of RTDs, I'm pretty sure. So
When we went to the
went
Australian Open at the start of the year, all I had at the tournament was Canadian clubs.
the
Do
ones
you-
that
do
were
you mean
selling
the
in
mixer?
Bay Dreams, like the similar ones, the white cans.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
were like I think they were 400 ml cans.
Yeah.
Those ones are
Triple
better.
park.
Those ones are better because
Yeah.
they're not
They're
like.
fine.
Yeah,
They're,
they're
actually
all
good.
good.
Yeah, they're quite nice.
But it's when you just drink it normally.
Well, I drink it straight. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
There's nothing sweet in Canadian club.
it's just like the first taste hit you, and then the second taste just was
Yeah.
like an ale sort of. I don't know how to even explain it. It was just so
Yeah.
like raw and strong. You're like, oh,
And from
Yeah.
there, I think like when you experiment, so you go from the RTDs and you go from your next step, and then you learn what your boundaries are.
Yep.
All right, you learn like I'm not touching that again.
Yeah.
Because that caused this night, and I'm not doing that again.
Hey man, I used to be off red wine from when we were here.
I'm surprised you're drinking that
When
right
we were
now.
here, like,
Really? Since that
we
time,
had red
yeah.
wine that night because
Yeah.
I can never forget to look at the bus stop after
I'm surprised.
Chugged
You
all
didn't,
over it.
I'm surprised you
completely
didn't
red.
be a psychiatrist. Though.
Yeah, no, because I've only just recently gotten into red wine.
so
Yeah.
glad I missed that night, man.
Yeah, you were in.
I was in Christchurch.
That's right, yeah.
I was in Christchurch.
But I remember doing work shifts.
Yeah.
And obviously, we had to sell wine at some shifts.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know how they say like, oh, you know what? Try the wine before you like sell it. The taste notes go so far, but you should try the wine first. I remember I could do rosé and like white, and then it was like
Yeah.
the
When it came to
merlots and then the
red,
shiraz, and I was
when
like,
it came to
I'm
that
not
dark
trying
red.
that.
It'll remind you of
And
the
I was,
night.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you know when you look at some things and it makes you go like, oh, it makes you cringe.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever I look at like red wine, and I think it was Jack Daniels for the longest time.
Yeah.
Red wine and Jack Daniels. Whenever I looked at it, I just thought of it, and I had like an urge in my
Yeah,
stomach.
yeah.
So between the time that you went away to the college, remember there were because the American timetable starts later.
Yeah.
So that we had this period of time when we turned 18, and you were in New Zealand for about 8 months, and we were all at college, and we were just going out all the time during that time, having our adventures.
Right. Sorry, yeah.
This
Yeah.
is first
Start of the year.
Start of the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember at Liam's, I met you, and you're like, yeah, I've never been clubbing. I'm like, neither, dude. I'm like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I think that's how it started.
Yeah,
first.
man.
You were drinking,
Come on, guys. Let's go.
You were drinking Tennessee honey whiskey that night.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think I was still in the RTD phase because I was smell off
Who was
something.
throwing up in mine that night? Was it you and Goose?
Me.
Goose.
Yeah.
It was Goose. So I remember
Wait, which
that.
night was this?
Was that mine when
It was Goose when
we
I
had
was
it upstairs and that was the first time you brought Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. You're like,
And someone tainted my deck.
It's the when we danced to.
Oh, was that when I left earlier because of work, right? And we were playing like beer pong by the
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
We keep losing the ball behind him.
Yeah. And someone was.
Oh yeah, I definitely vomited that night.
Yeah. It was on my deck.
That's how you know.
No, I couldn't remember the night. Like fuck, what night was it? Now it's come back to me.
Yeah.
There is out there some footage from that night of all of us dancing to Lost.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
That was the old
Really?
upstairs as well because that's all been
Yeah.
renovated now. Between like the sliding doors
Yeah.
I used to have in my lounge,
Oh okay.
there's just you two like.
Was
I'm
it
not even
all, was it
sure.
all of us or was it just me
I
and
think it
Mitch?
was
It
you
would
and
have just
Mitch.
been me and you, bro.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I remember me and you did it with.
You sent it to James.
Because
Yeah.
I was there when you did it with James, but that night was just you two doing it, I think. But
Ah, I
It
thought
was
from
me,
my
James.
memory everyone was in it and we were all having a great time.
We all
Was
had a
I-
great time. We were just.
Was I mistaken?
Just us two dancing.
It was just us two. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
No, I didn't remember that night. Yes.
But no,
Was that the night that we're also? Oh, Paige was standing there videoing it, and everyone was like taking turns, like going in front of the camera.
that seems like
I think
it,
I think she might.
Probably
she might have
something
been
we
was
would've done.
recording you guys
Yeah.
actually.
That's probably what the footage is.
Yeah.
So that period of time is where I kind of got to know you most.
This is the first
Um,
time you met Josh.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Yeah,
And it was.
Yeah.
first time I met Josh. Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought him into the light.
No, you would have met him at school.
No, not really. Like,
He's just like, fuck this guy.
I was like walking down the corridor
Yes,
sometimes.
half
like,
Japanese
With
man.
his, didn't you have the red
No.
jacket respect? Because I had a red jacket as well.
Oh, you did?
So you would have been like,
No, no,
okay,
sorry.
this guy is someone
These
as
two
well.
guys.
I would have. No, I was just
Premiers.
like you know.
Yeah.
Premier.
What's up, man?
The other guys, I was just like.
I was
Maybe-
just straight
Into
up
their
jealous.
kneecaps.
Yeah.
Maybe you thought I was a danger because of my
Yeah.
athletic ability.
Yeah. I was kept my eye on you.
I was
Yeah.
actually pretty gutted. I didn't have like a red jacket. For
You could have got one for karate because you were one of the
karate
best
and
in the.
sport for fucking
True.
high school.
Yeah.
In high school, so yeah, because you had one.
I had
You had
one.
one. Luke had one. Ben
Yeah.
had one.
Yeah, we were a pretty
Did Ryan have one?
pretty athletic group.
No, Ryan wouldn't have had one. James? No.
I mean, I don't want to laugh, but
No, because they didn't do like sports. So it was.
I mean they weren't like competitive. Yeah.
I had a jacket for sports.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have that sort of
Had
thing?
my name on it actually.
So you had that at
And the name
Rosmini as
came
well.
off after one wash. It was washed once and then it was just like
was it
come
for?
life or something.
What was
Oh, it was
it
just tennis.
for? So yeah.
Yeah.
Premier tennis.
Yeah. One of our teammates actually made us like custom jackets.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. And then you realize it's just stickers and then you put it through the wash.
Yeah.
And
So,
then
yeah.
it says Osmini and
like
then it's
it?
got L Kun Ife on the back. So yeah, that lasted.
We know who you are.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Well, I thought since we're on topic of him being in New Zealand, we got to discuss your 21st, Josh. Now, you don't have much memory of any memory.
This was like a.
To give you a setting, I was back from college for my Christmas break before I was going into my junior year. So it was just after my sophomore year, second year. And
Because
Some time to waste.
you really went through a period where you were drinking pretty heavily at home.
yeah, it was getting through. It's just, because you got so used to it. And
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like-
In when you're overseas, a lot of
and then
drinking.
when I came home, it wasn't obviously the same, and it's not a bad thing. It was a good thing. But
But it's like
We keep
people
just saying that.
But it's like people aren't on your level, right? So you're like,
it was
you've
just
had this
the
much.
You come from one vibe, and then
Yeah.
and it was definitely different. Yeah.
I remember I arrived like an hour and a half before everyone.
Yeah, because you and
mean, you were the
Elliot,
first
we all
person after
arrived.
me,
You all
yeah.
arrived together.
And you were playing that Titanic game with
Great game.
Jono,
Yeah.
and
Played it
I think
since.
Josh as well. And
All
you
size and size.
lost like 3 in a row at one point, and
I was getting angry at you because you were losing intentionally.
Sometimes when it got to the like very end, he'd be like, "Fuck it."
Well, he was well drunk
Yeah.
by that stage.
Well, if you don't know what Titanic is, it's basically you have
like
a glass of get the Asahi out. You get a glass of Asahi, and then you have a shot glass on the top, and then you keep pouring sake in, like you do little drops until the sake drops to the bottom, and you basically down the glass.
Yeah.
How many games? You lost about probably 4 games in a row.
I don't know.
He lost more than 4.
Total that night, who knows? But
You were hitting the
yeah.
shot glass, and it was just sinking without you pouring.
He would have had about 10 to 12 standards before anyone showed up.
Yeah.
Easily.
Because you were smashed when I arrived.
Oh yeah.
Because you lost about, like, you must have lost 7 games. And there's a whole beer in each loss.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you've got the sake on top, which is almost a standard.
It's just like it's like the same percentage as wine.
Yeah.
13%, but still, it's like a little like quarter glass of wine and a beer each time.
So it wasn't exactly your fault, I guess. Like you.
I should have been better in the game.
It's his fault.
To be fair.
So my plan was I'm always gonna mess up the person next to me.
Yeah,
And
that was this whole game. Yeah.
I wanted to touch on this. As you drink more, your IQ stays the same. It doesn't go down. It's still as smart as you were. But what happens is you don't give a shit about the consequences anymore. So your level of risk obviously goes up.
Yeah.
I wish you could say my IQ doesn't drop.
My IQ doesn't change, but my relationship with risk changes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And I can attest to that because
I 100% agree with that statement.
because we were concerned for you. We were saying like slow down. I know we were telling you to slow down.
It was so funny.
But
when
by
he
that
started
stage, he
making
was
sausages.
already.
He was having the barbecue and shit, and Elliot was just so smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when memory fades for there.
I have a video of Elliot from that night.
I'm pretty sure you're like.
I would show you, but
Yeah, no, you have.
actually, I could probably pull it up on my computer.
Yeah.
Is that where he's nodding in and out on the deck?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'll try and find it.
It's probably in our group chat, to be honest. If you go back further enough.
So my mum remembers you vividly from that night, and she
God.
was very concerned for you.
Yeah.
But
So was
As
I.
another thing.
Everyone was.
And we're like, no, it's just Elliot.
it's just Elliot.
If there was, it's alright.
So after you had all those
fine.
drinks, you were sort of on the deck, sitting on the deck, but you were in your like own world essentially.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
like,
this
very
world, Josh.
that world. The picture says 1,000 words really.
I'll try and put a picture up on the video.
But that was my 21st. So all my family and friends that you didn't know, and my
No idea.
sister's friends were there as well.
Wait,
We probably shouldn't dive into that. I mean, Elliot's up to you. Up to you.
Well, I mean, like, all I remember is, at this point I was single. And,
And he's a player at heart.
at the time, you're riding off such confidence from America where it's like, every word you say is gold. I carry that confidence.
No, that's true. Every single time someone comes back from the States, from New Zealand scholarship, they say, you talk, and they radiate towards you.
It's awesome. Like, you just love the attention of it. It's insane.
It's great.
And bring it over here, and it's like,
That's not the same.
it's,
you gotta work for it.
Magic.
I do my pickup line. Hey, my name's Elliot.
Works every time.
Every time foolproof, and I normally get this, like this great response. This time I was like, great.
So it didn't work here.
So it didn't work here, and then
It was seen more of an introduction here than a pickup line.
They kind of just look at you like, hey.
and then,
Shit.
yeah, I remember trying to make my move on one go, and
Not your
honestly-
fault, but happened to be my sister's friend.
I was used to say, you have to tell the rest because I just can't remember.
I remember you were sitting. So it was like they were sitting on like that ledge down there, like on the wall of your house, and then Elliot like shifted across, but he shifted way too fast.
Did he do like
And we
that
had-
slide?
Yeah,
where you're like,
he does like he wasn't even
James
looking.
Bond,
He just
bro.
he did that.
and we had the most like pale pink punch that night. I think it was pink or like a color like
Yeah,
red
it was a
wine.
good punch though.
Good
We'll talk
punch.
about that punch after the story.
And then you slide across just absolutely unconsciously, and you knock the girl's drink over onto her dress, and it just stains her dress.
And then you go,
She's
hi.
like, oh, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, hi.
Straight up, knock over. Sorry. Hi, I'm Elliot.
I'm sat right across from this. I'm just like,
We all just like looked at each other and just like, oh.
The other thing I have a video of is we were having drinks in my downstairs lounge in summer. Might have been the same summer or one earlier, and we were watching the Mike Nolan show. And I start spilling a beer. Do you remember this? I start spilling a beer. I'm videoing, and I happen to, because I'm videoing, I start spilling my beer on Elliot's lap, right on his lap. And he's like, you can just hear when you watch the video really quietly, bro, you're spilling some beer. Bro, you're spilling your beer on me. And that was in the same spot.
what? Oh!
Just gotta play it low key.
Yeah. Dude, just let me be out. I need to drop the video, but
Keep the video intact.
yeah.
That's so good. That's something you would do, Elliot. I can imagine you doing that. But that punch.
That was a good
What
punch.
was in it? It didn't taste like alcohol.
Bacardi.
That's when it's dangerous. That is when it's
That
dangerous.
went so quickly. I had
Those orange slices.
My young cousins had it. They were about, at the time, like probably 10 and 13.
Wait, what?
what the hell?
Get
They had
them on the podcast. Tell them about their drunk nights out.
Yeah. Their first time.
That was a really good punch, though. Was it? It was you, Luke, and
We mixed it.
Elliot.
We just
Because you
whipped
guys
it
were
up.
there
Yeah.
first. You guys were doing it first.
And had you worked in a bar? I feel like you'd
Yeah,
worked in a
that's
bar,
it.
so you had the
Yeah, I did.
I worked in England as a bar for 3 months during the World Cup, so we were like packed, busy, because we held all the games and stuff like that. And when somebody came, and like I just remember, like I'm the only server, the others, because it's a bar in one place and the kitchen in the back, and all the other people were in the kitchen. I was in the bar, obviously, serving the slosh people, and they would come up to me and they'd be like, yeah, can I get like a Jack and D? And I'm like, I'd basically give them what I would, because I'm only working there for 3 months. I don't know.
So you give him a heavy hand.
I would give
pour.
them like half and half.
See what happens.
And then like I just remember a few times of coming back and saying like sometimes I come back and like say this doesn't taste like gin, and I taste it and I swig like half of it.
Oh, no.
It's like, let me pour you another one. Like, just like, oh man. And then like when I had to make the cocktails, so I had to memorize all the cocktails like Cosmopolitan, and that's the only one I knew really well. And the others,
I
Cosmopolitan.
remember all of
the
them.
others, I was like, the others were like,
Just
I made,
freestyle, right?
the others are just
Yeah.
freestyle, like
Yeah.
squirt 3 bits of lime, 3 bits of lemon.
No one's going to complain.
One, and then my mate comes one night who I'm staying with, and he's like, oh, I want to see you work behind the bar. And he comes up and he's like, he orders the most complicated cocktail on the menu because he just wants to take the piss. And I'm like, don't do it. He's like, yeah, I want that one. And he comes up to me after, he's like, I wasn't going to say it from your boss, but it was like horrendous what you made me. It was so bad.
You asked for it.
What you give?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
So
hell.
that period before you left, we had some pretty good nights. Some
Sorry,
Some,
before I left to
for the first time to the US.
first time, yeah.
And we were talking about one thing just before, but that period of time where we always went to Bar 101,
Oh.
and it ended up with us getting a 3-week ban.
Oh, it was
From there.
longer than that. It was longer than
Was it
3
longer?
weeks.
Yeah.
I remember going up. Well, we definitely didn't go for another month or two.
I feel like we tried to go the next week.
Yeah, no, we tried to go like the next two times.
Yeah, like
No,
the next
projected
2
more
weekends,
times.
and the same guy
And
was
he
there.
just looked at me and said, "Do you know how much of a dick you were to me that night?" I'm like, "Oh,
Dude,
Yeah,
There's not even a full
possibly
story.
true.
You're lucky you
Possibly
get
true.
kicked out of Bar 101.
you guys,
At least someone's there to
pretty
turn
sure
you around.
at first, you guys, I think it was you had the ball in your pants, right?
yeah."
Yeah. Well, because to be fair, Auckland town is so far away from our houses that if we were to pre-drink here and then sit on the bus for like an hour,
Yeah.
by the time we get there,
It's
it's
quite
like
rough,
it's not, you're not in a good
Mm.
state to
I
go.
remember
You're not wrong.
So
Were you there when Connor White, where we went to the town when we first met Goose's ex and Nikita?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I left as soon as we got to town though, but yeah.
No, but on the bus there?
Yeah, yes.
yeah, those bus rides have become dangerous.
I remember you the first time we ever got on the piss. I'll come back to the
Mhm.
year before, but you were at my place and we had that Tennessee, well, we
Yep.
had the honey,
Yep. Honey whiskey.
Jack Daniels, whatever it was, and you're at the back of the bus just lying there. He's just like at the back, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Dude, I don't feel good." And I'm just sitting on the bus, like, "Okay, man, just pull it together. Like, we're nearly off the bus with the thing. And I really don't feel good, man.
That's when you know there's a problem.
Yeah.
You're saying shit like that.
Dude, sit up. Like, don't lay down in the back of the
Yeah.
bus.
But that's such a brutal way to get to town, right? Like,
We got off though, and then you end up vomiting
Yeah.
in the bushes, and I'm like kneeling beside you, like slapping your back, like, yeah, let it out, let it out.
and then we had a good night after that. I remember that was a great one after that. But so brutal, that whole thing, busing into town, because we're like broke uni students. But I remember that night in particular, we took a bottle with us because we wanted to be like at a good level.
Your
at the
method
door.
was you didn't want to pay for drinks inside.
Yes, that
so
was
you
your
sneak it
method.
inside. It wasn't the fact about
Okay.
it actually wasn't the fact
Right.
it wasn't the fact of
It
getting
all
on a
comes
good
out.
level. It was the fact when we get inside we don't have to pay for drinks.
True.
That's right.
But
Because there's like 20 minutes when you drink it, and then how much later do you think you get drunk? It's like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah,
So you drink it.
It takes a shot 15 minutes to hit you.
Right. And so that line's about 10 minutes, right? That
Roughly,
bar
yeah.
101 line. So you have the bottle, you scull a lot at the back of the line, you get to the front of the line in the same state.
You had like half a bottle.
That's where we went wrong, though.
We had some left.
yeah, it should have been.
But that's okay. So you got caught with the bottle.
Yeah.
They took it off you and they said, "Nah, you're not allowed in."
Yeah, exactly.
Then,
Fair.
then
Then
you guys went to the back of the line, switched t-shirts. Like, you thought that would disguise you. Like, hello, look. And the problem was, I'm pretty sure one of you put the shirt backwards and the other one had it inside out.
Jesus.
And you had it backwards.
Yeah.
And then after that, what happened?
And you got to the front of the line and they just looked at you and like, I don't even see anything there. I was like, get the fuck out.
But then what made the guy really pissed off was my alter ego came out, and I decided to be a bouncer that night. And so I stood next to those two, and people would come up to me and show me their ID. And be like, yeah, you go.
I remember that.
Like, yeah, you go.
I don't remember
And
that.
the guy looks over his
That's
shoulder
really
because you know how there's a big line,
Yeah.
and then you basically have this shortcut. You know,
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
So I was letting the shortcut people come in.
I only just remember
that was like the
yeah.
nail on the coffin right there. It's
That's
like,
when we got the 3-week ban.
That's basically.
Yeah, that'd get you banned.
That's only people live like. I didn't even look at them at the day. I was just like.
When you hire yourself.
That was hilarious. Oh my god.
What do you guys think about this? So when I was probably when it came to like last few weeks of being in the States, you know, run out of pocket money, gain a lot of money. When it came going out, I would buy the cheapest bottle of liquor, so it would be like
Liquor is bloody cheap in the
It would
US.
be like a $7 whiskey or something like that. So
$7 whiskey, you get like a liter and a half.
$7 whiskey, and I get a flask. And the flask would hold half the bottle. It was a good flask.
This is that quality flask. What
And
flask?
I had my initials and everything, it was great. Had put it in my bomber jacket, went to the town, and then I go up to the bar and I order a Coke. And the bar I was at just gave Cokes out for free because nobody ever ordered them. I'm like, oh, alright, just take it. You know, take the Coke, go to the bathroom, and
Great.
then that was my night,
Yeah.
basically.
Jesus.
Is that morally wrong?
Okay, we're back.
Wait, silence? Just like thinking? Like,
Okay.
Guys?
well, that's a very deep
That's a
question.
good question, man.
That's a very deep question.
I think it is. I think it's morally right.
I think it's okay.
I think it's morally wrong, dude. I don't think you should be doing that.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Was there an entry fee to the club?
Good question. No, there wasn't.
Okay, so you're essentially taking their entire service for free. That
Essential
night.
service.
Now that I think about it,
Did you tip anyone?
I don't want to talk about my tips in America.
Let's talk about your tips in America.
No,
Elliot.
because when I got there, I asked him because he'd been there for 3 years, and I was just arriving for a semester.
how do
I
you
said,
tip?
I said, "What's the etiquette on tipping?" And he says to me, "Just give $1 every time."
That's what I did, bro.
Oh.
I did $1, and if it was really good, I was like,
No.
I'll give you 2.
You go to dinner with other Americans, or you're getting served by other Americans with you, and they're tipping. You look over and see what they do. And it's like, whoa, and then they see what you do, and they're like, "You can't do that, man. Like, come on,
You just can't. Yeah,
you can't do that." And I'm
can't.
like, just round it up at 68 cents. Put 42 on. You're good.
I don't know, man.
It's fine.
but just for me, it just feels so.
No, it is not good because
It's like, why should I have to pay your staff for you?
I know, but some of
Sort of
those
thing. Yeah, that's
some of those
true.
waitresses I became friends with, and they were earning hourly, $3.50 an hour American, so like $6 an hour, which is ridiculous.
Trash.
So they rely on tips.
I know. I know. Like that is the story, and I like.
And
Why should they have to rely on tips?
Yeah.
And I don't
bullshit.
agree with, can I have a beer? They pour a pint, give you it. You shouldn't tip for that. There's no service
Yeah, what do you,
involved.
dude, the worst is when they open a fucking beer bottle and they tip
Yeah.
the beer. You're just like, thanks for opening my beer.
Yeah.
I'm
And
doing what I can do.
they give you the check, it says tip, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah. If it's really good service and stuff, it should be like, okay, you give them a tip because they did a really good service and they were really nice to you and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They made your night better. But if you're just behind a bar opening drinks,
The hard thing
are you
is
doing?
though, when you
Work harder.
if it's a cocktail, different. I might
Yeah.
tip you
No,
for
no,
making me a
definitely,
cocktail.
definitely.
But if you just open me a beer and give me a beer, like I'm not gonna tip you for making.
Yeah.
Well, I did, but like
yeah.
I'm not. I don't
You
want
have
to
to write something down though, because if you don't, some places are authorized to tip what they thought is
Yeah,
generous.
because that's the thing. The
If you
way
don't
it
write a
works.
number down,
15%? Is that?
that's the common
That's the
percent.
generous,
But
okay.
within it's just a,
Yeah.
that's just a.
That's crazy that they can pick how much money they.
So
want
if I
from
don't
you.
put 0.00, as in I don't want to tip anything,
crazy.
they can be like, oh, that's worth $5.
Yeah,
Within reason,
yeah.
they can take away a tip for what they think is.
Because the weird way it works is that they give you the bill, right?
Yeah.
And
Say
then you
$10.
give them your card.
Yeah.
They take it away.
Yeah.
And then they bring your card back to you.
Yeah.
And you still haven't said what your tip amount
No,
is.
now you have to write it down.
So what they do is they save your credit card information.
Yeah. they've got
And
it.
then in their second transaction, they take your tip.
That's
So the
weird.
tip,
which
takes,
is really
the tip
weird.
actually comes a few days later, like 2 days later,
Yeah.
from when you've actually bought your meal or whatever.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a genuine business model.
It's just so weird. Like in the first transaction, they don't take your tip, but then whatever you write down, you trust that they take that receipt themselves and then add it on later
Yeah.
because they have your card. They can charge whatever they want to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within reason. Yeah.
Well, Also, what I didn't like about it is because you have to tip and because they want tips to make money, they force people to get out quicker. Because when I was in Hawaii,
Yeah.
we went for dinner, and then we get through dinner, they'd be like, "Oh, you want a drink? Yes." Straight away, you want dinner, and then it's kind of like when you're finished,
Yeah.
"Oh, how do you want the bill?" sort of thing. They're like
Yeah.
kind of trying to push you out the door to get the next person in
Yeah.
because they want more money.
That's the thing about in
I don't like
America
that.
though. If you set up a relationship with your locals, so you go to your local bar and you know the waitresses, they'll sit you down and let you stay there for as long as you want within reason. If you go to a place brand new and you're going there for one meal, then yes, they're going to rush you out.
Yeah.
But that's why they rely so heavily on locals coming in, treating them right again, because the more they treat them right, the more better they tip. And
Yeah.
whatever,
But it's just crazy though that you like trying to push people out. Because I like that, at least here, where you can sit in a restaurant and you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Honestly, the tipping system, it's so much better here. Not having the stress of somebody else's conscience, trying to appease that. It's so
People
much
are paying
better.
$20 an hour here.
It's so much better here. You don't have to worry about that. Honestly, I hate the tipping system.
And there's a
It's
bit of
ridiculous.
fake niceness as well. You can
Yeah.
tell, like,
Yeah. Well, you get guys coming in who so at our local bar, a lot of the girls from college worked at this bar, and you've got the old guys coming in their 40s, 50s, tipping $100 here, $100 there, and then
Simps.
how you doing? Like getting more
Yeah.
touchy, obviously getting bigger tips, and it's just it's an element of being fake, which is just it's
Part
like,
of the job.
Part of the job.
Part of the job.
Yeah.
You get paid.
Damn.
OnlyFans
Hookers.
/ tip a girl.
Hookers. Did you ever go into hookers?
Yeah, a couple of
Yeah,
times.
I went into one in Toronto.
Hooters,
I went
you
to
mean?
one in Hooters.
You
There's
said
no-
hookers.
You said
Nah.
hookers.
Genuine.
Did I say hookers?
You said hookers.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
I meant Hooters.
As in, like, did you pay for it? Did
You
you?
said-
What do you think he was referring to? Let's flip this on you now.
He was
Hang
like,
on,
Wait, are we talking about Hooters or hookers? But I did both.
Oh,
Which
you
one
got
are we talking about?
No, I'm talking about Hooters.
Hooters.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
we got him.
There was
And
no
podcast.
hesitation. It was just, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been a couple times.
No, Hooters, mate. Every Thursday, $1 beer. $1 any beer you want. $1
Okay.
beer.
So what about
Way
hookers?
to change the subject.
So I went to Hooters in Toronto with my mates, and then we went in Montreal for one of the last times. It's so weird though, man, because it's like so good, but it's so weird at the same time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because you actually sit there kind of like damn, look at these chicks. But then at the same time, you're like, you only like that because they're standing there like half naked.
So when they're serving you, you're just talking to their chest, essentially, right? Like that's the whole thing
you
about
just
it.
look at their eyes.
The place
Yeah.
is
The second pair of
designed to be
eyes.
sexist because you look up the wall and they have a poster saying like "Caution, blondes are thinking," and it's just like, I'm just like, it's just like okay, right now.
Yeah.
And they're just, everyone at my Hooters,
Yeah.
everybody, everybody had like, it was hunting caps, like still redneck. Where I was at, and it was just like, hey gal.
I didn't expect. I knew that the the breast. The
They
titties
gifted.
Were gonna be out.
They
I knew
gifted,
They were going to be
yeah.
out, but I didn't expect them to be wearing such short.
Right,
pants.
right. So they cater to the
Dude, it
the
was
arse
so
man
short,
as
and I
well.
was.
Yeah,
I honestly was surprised because I
Right.
didn't expect that. I thought it was, they were still going to just wear
No.
so tight, but I walked in and I was like, Jesus. Okay.
What would you like to mix with your drink today, sir?
Melons.
Give me melons.
So, different topic. Hookers.
Yeah.
Elliot.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Right, so I'll tell you a story.
Uh-oh.
Sit down, kids, and let
Are we
Uncle
recording?
Elliot tell you the
So
story.
my local one,
My local.
You got local everything over there.
Is it
My
not?
hookers.
It's illegal, right? Is it illegal?
No.
no.
Prostitution.
Prostitution in America.
Oh, it depends. It depends.
Depends on the state. Depends on.
It's probably state legislations with.
Right. Sorry. Wait. Are we talking about? Okay. So we're talking about hookers right now.
Yeah, we're talking about the real Hooters. The real Hooters.
So after a night out we're going away from America. We're going to Ibiza because no, I didn't touch hookers in America. Sorry, I thought you were referring to like a strip club or something.
Yeah.
Which they kind of.
That's what I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
at first.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But then we go to hookers, and in Ibiza, they pray. They come out. They literally are vampires. They come out around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. when people are coming back from the clubs, so they'll stay out till 5 a.m. And
they like sexually harass you over there, right?
they'll sexually harass. No, I'm not even kidding. Me and my mate, first night, Thursday. Okay, sorry, not first night. The first night I saw them. So Thursday night, coming back from the club, me and my mate are walking. My mate has a girlfriend, and I'm single. At the time. And I'm walking around.
Hesitation.
And the girl, there's about 3 or 4 of them that come up walking, and the most confident one, comes up and grabs both our private parts and is like, do you want a night? And I'm
Wow.
just like, whoa,
Jesus.
like, that is very forward. And
Yeah, that would turn me off
No.
straight away.
You'd be like, oh.
and,
You look to her and say, "That is very forward."
and basically that
Please.
first night was just
Delightful grasp.
like, first night was like, yeah, what are you doing? No. And
Look at it.
the second night, my last night. In
That's how they get you, is it? So
My
they slowly weigh you down.
Yeah.
They weigh you down.
They weigh you down.
Night after night.
Last night in Ibiza, it
It's
was
the 6th night. You're already well
I'm
hungover.
already, my liver's
You're
giving up.
tired. You're
I'm
not
tired.
thinking straight.
That night I was, I had a good game going and it just fell apart.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
when
remember
they get
I
you.
remember I was in
That's
such
when
a
they
good space and my mate ordered 6 tequila shots and was like, I can't do it, man. And I'm like, all right, boom, 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 and then
6.
yeah, okay, 5 maybe, 5 or 6, I can't remember.
4. Let's cut it down.
So I took,
Not a bad thing.
let's say 4. I took the 4, and then when 15 minutes, when it's just hit you
Yeah.
all at once, because that's what obviously shots do.
It's fucking tequila.
It's tequila, yeah. And so I'm like, I can't do it with this girl I'm pursuing. I'm gonna have to leave.
Yeah,
I
that's
just can't.
yeah.
And that doesn't happen often. Normally I'm just like, just F it, fuck it, who cares? But this time I'm like, I literally can't function. So as I'm leaving, walking back
Oh no.
to the hotel.
I love that Elliot.
This time at night, normally there's like 6 of them. There was 1 of them.
She's waiting for you, mate.
She was waiting.
She's on guard.
She-
She was waiting. And by the way, I forgot to say, every single one of these are some sort of African descent, like Nigerian. They don't speak. They're not Spanish, obviously. We're in Ibiza.
Really?
They're not. They don't. Like, their English is okay, but they're all of some African descent. And she comes up to me and like, you have a night. You want to have a good night? Blah blah. Do you want to like blah blah? I'm like,
Oh
yes.
man, I'm having a really bad night.
I'm having a
tonight.
bad night. Like, let's do it. I'm like, how much? And she's like, 200 euros. I'm like,
Whoa.
I'm like,
Fuck.
no. She's like, how much you have? I'm like,
$14.50.
She's like, no, sorry. So she's like, I have 200 euros. I'm like, no. She's like, and I'm walking away. She's like, 20. And I'm like, oh.
Drop that markup, just drop discount.
Sale.
Black Friday.
Sale.
But what was curious about that night, and I won't go into the rest of the details, but
Please don't.
no. The next morning, I had to get out that money because I only had like 14 euros left, because I couldn't even afford the 20. So 14 euros left. And the next morning, I woke up, and there's two things that happened. One thing, I forgot I got a new tattoo.
Oh
The second thing that happened was I've lost my credit card, my debit card. I lost it. I don't know where it is. And obviously, I had to get money out to pay the fee.
no. The fee.
So I wake up the next morning and I'm at the pool. It's we're leaving at 1 o'clock today. We're the most hungover you could possibly imagine. We're at a pool. 30 minutes later, I realize I have a tattoo.
Oh my god.
I realize I've lost my debit card.
What's the tattoo again?
Is it the It's Coming Home one?
It's coming
Oh,
home.
it's coming home.
It's coming
Minor. And I was like, oh shit, she got me. She must have taken it. To this day, I'm like, she must have taken it. Because
She would just left anyway.
she
Yeah.
was left with it, yeah. I did cancel my card, so I had no money on it.
How much money did you have at the time? Did you say
14
14?
euros.
14 euros.
So she basically got 14 euros.
She got her money's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She took another discount off.
Yikes.
Did a whole
man.
100% fucking discount. bro.
Those were the crazy days, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so before we cut out, you were talking about your healthy days.
Yeah, so like I said, it's pendulum.
Before all the hookers and
Yeah.
hooters.
Well, after, once you
So
become...
before all the hookers
and after, sorry, yeah.
hooters and nights out, it was healthy Elliot, tennis, healthy Elliot.
Well, that was when you were
Elliot.
like 17, right?
17,
Right.
18.
But you've come full circle.
Full circle, and now I'm kind of in the middle. Now I'm not nearly I'm not going out drinking as much. I'm not like drunk properly since New Year's. I'm not got drunk since our last New Year's.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Hey,
How'd
made
that go
it.
for you?
Let's be honest though, he did make it to the new year. This year.
This year.
First
He
year.
did see the... Yeah, he did
I
see the new
see- I
year,
see it.
essentially.
The first
Yeah.
2020
time
vision.
in
Exactly.
3 years. No, you made unaffiliated, didn't you? Yeah.
He must... Oh,
I made the New Year's we had when we went camping.
Yeah, unaffiliated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's right. Yeah.
the last 2 years,
Yeah.
New Years before,
The one at Luke's house, I had no chance.
didn't make
Yeah,
it.
you didn't like
you were
it.
up by 10. You were up by 10:30.
That was a
bro.
bad phase.
I had to take your keys off, yeah.
Yeah.
And Angus as well, yeah.
Oh, he had a couple though. He had a couple. But yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
sorry. So yeah, now I'm really into sort of, especially I found, I don't know about you boys, but the quarantine for me brought out a lot of sort of health fads for me. It brought me back to my health sort of experiment days because
yeah.
I'm like, I've got nothing to do right now, and I'm waking up feeling anxious because I'm like, I've got nothing to do today. Like what am I going to do?
I'm the same.
So I was sort of experimenting with things. I'm like, okay, first of all, I have to establish a routine that promotes, some sort of healthy start to the day.
Yeah.
So that.
So I cut up the onions. I got my socks.
No onions involved.
I went to sleep.
No. So no onions. So the start of the day generally involves wake up. I don't know if you heard of a guy called Wim Hof.
Yes.
Yeah. The
So
breathing guy. Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
breathing.
Do you want to explain it?
In through the mouth.
Explain it quickly because it's really
So
great
the Wim
method.
Hof breathing is basically you do 3 rounds of breathing where you inhale very deeply and then exhale very shortly. So you go, and you just let it go, and you do that about 30 times.
Yeah.
So you hyperventilate yourself. You feel the rush of oxygen to your head, and then after that you exhale fully. So every ounce of oxygen you have left in your lungs, you let that go.
Yeah.
And now you've got empty lungs, and you hold that for the first round 1 minute, second round 1 minute 30, third round 2 minutes.
Hold your
let's say.
breath.
Or like
for
as
fucking
long
a
as-
minute.
Yeah,
And then you hold it.
and you
Yeah.
can do this because you brought so much oxygen into
Yeah,
your body.
yeah,
And
exactly.
it's easy. It's easy now after practice. And then so I do that, instantly I'm awake, I feel like a bit of euphoria, feels good.
Yeah.
And then from there I do the typical cold shower, get into that. Wakes
Cold
me
showers, man.
Yeah.
I was doing cold showers during the break as
Up.
well.
It wakes me up. It makes me like present because it just shocks you.
I do cold
Yeah.
showers when I'm hungover.
When you get in,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's
you
good.
get in, and then that like the inhale you have.
And it's that same breathing. So
Yeah.
what you just practice, you go in. It's actually like quite easy because it's just like that same breathing motion. Your diaphragm muscles are warmed up. So,
But
Whoa!
when
What muscles?
I want to ask you about how you feel when you're doing the Wim Hof, because the period where you're exhaling and you're holding your breath,
yeah, that's the best.
I think that's the best
That's
part,
the
right?
I feel so grounded when I do it. I feel like I'm
feel
sinking into my
so-
seat.
The
I'm
part
like,
where you're
yeah.
holding your breath is when your mind is just so still, you're not even trying to like meditate.
Exactly.
It's just so still.
Yeah.
And when you're hyperventilating, it's like obviously the hardest part.
Mm.
And then holding the breath is just like the chore part. It's like not good or bad. And then, but
Yeah.
the bit when you, sorry, not holding your breath, sorry, the
Holding the
inhale-
breath is the
inhale
good
for
part,
15
yeah.
seconds part.
That I always feel really good after that, but that's a different.
But just the no
part.
breath, no oxygen, just holding it there, it's just, that's the best part. That's the bit you look forward to.
Mm.
And that takes 10 minutes in the morning when I do it. 'Cause I do it.
It's
to-
quick, yeah.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
it to his YouTube video. He's just got a quick one there. Then cold shower. That's literally I'm in and out in a minute and a half. Can't stand any more than that.
One thing I learned from lockdown, like you said, just like a small 10-minute window at the start of the day can actually
Yeah.
make the whole day better. And that's one thing
Yeah,
that
you got that.
doesn't click with me sometimes when I'm feeling lazy. You know, you can fill that 10 minutes with like a YouTube video, or
Yeah.
you just sit around and do nothing.
It's crazy. It's like you were saying last week. Like I don't have time for this.
Yeah, but you
But
actually do
you
have
literally
time.
have
Yeah.
time.
So much
Because
time.
okay, so previous to that, I'd wake up before I'd start work and I'd scroll through Instagram, scroll through Snapchat, check all my social media outputs, and then I'd get up and have a hot shower and be half asleep in
Yeah,
that.
that's the
And
bad
head
so.
sort of to work, and then just flipping that switch, realizing that hey, I'm in like this loop. I'm getting caught in this loop each day where I'm waking up, scrolling. It's nice to cut the loop and set what you're gonna do each day, even if it's just 10 minutes, and then you've got control for the rest of the day. And then after that, like just go for a quick run. It would be 2 miles, which is not enough to sort of burn too many calories and lose weight, and it'd be enough just to do quickly. And then from there, come back and meditate, because I'm getting into meditation, and then after that I'm done. And all that would take me 12 minutes to run, 10 minutes, so I'd say 40 minutes max you're looking at for the whole routine.
For a good start
and
to
this
the
is
day.
on a quarantine day where you've got every hour free,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Now-
I think the cold shower at the start of the day, for me, it's the first part of the day where you can put yourself in like a bit of a discomfort.
So discomfort. I woke up there, and this is a habit. I'm tracking it on my phone. I'm on like day 54 now, and it doesn't get easier. You wake up and you're in front of the door, and you're like, start hot, and then maybe go cold, and that'll be nice.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like,
You've done 54 days of cold showers.
yeah, now I have.
Wow, that's
You only had one drop of hot water.
So this is mornings. Afternoons I take a hot shower because it actually relaxes me.
Yeah.
Whereas the cold shower pumps me up for the
Yeah.
day.
We still have a whole shower in cold water.
In the
I wouldn't be able to fucking function in the water, dude. I would,
You do not like cold.
It's quick showers.
I do not like
They're
cold.
quick. They're 2 minutes. They're 2 minutes
Yeah.
max.
fuck, I'd be in there for 20
Yeah.
seconds, dude.
And since
But-
my mum was always like getting angry at me for taking too long in the morning for showers because you're sleeping, you just take longer. Now
good
obviously in 2 minutes and they're out, it's good.
Well, would you say that when I was doing it for a phase, there becomes a point where you really enjoy the cold? You really enjoy it more so than a hot shower. It's more. It feels better
You
than a
get
hot
a rush
shower.
of euphoria from it.
Yeah.
And it's just the habit of building, you have the cold
Getting to
shower
the
and it actually
discomfort.
makes you feel good afterwards. It's like the sense of feeling good afterwards is what
Sense
you
of
actually...
accomplishment. You've done
Yeah.
a task. You've completed it, and then that's the point of a routine. If you've done your checklist of each day,
That's the thing, right?
you can give
routine.
yourself, even if you had a shit day, you're like, fuck, I did my routine today. That put me forward a little bit, so I had a good day.
I think the fact that you've done it for 54 days
That's-
is really the best thing about it.
There's no way I could do that.
I thought the
No.
10 days I did it was insane.
Yeah.
And I took a
Yeah.
hot shower because I had an interview and I was like,
Yeah.
damn,
Bro,
I
actually
actually can't do it with a cold
does
shower.
work.
The one thing that does get easier is each day it becomes automatic.
Yeah.
Because you're not second guessing yourself each day.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I'll do it. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
But
And
you-
obviously the first week was like,
You're gonna reach an orgasm as soon as you walk into a hot shower, dude.
morning, yeah. No. Okay, so I'd be lying if I. Okay, so I think maybe 2 of those 54 days I walked in and I started hot and went cold.
Yeah.
And that was because I woke up and went into the shower and I'm like, I don't want to do cold today. Like, I really shit sleep. I just want a hot shower. And I actually got in the shower and I was probably on day like 33 when I first had my first one. And I'm like, nah, this doesn't feel right. I just went cold. I'm like,
you just gotta
It's
do
weird
it.
how that works.
That's weird, eh?
I don't know. I love just waking up, going into a hot shower,
No, I know, I can't.
and you just kind of just warm up your whole
It's
body.
just an easy
warms up.
start
Especially
to the
now
day.
when it's getting colder. You just warm up.
No,
You
it's
clean
getting
yourself.
colder. No, it's colder, yeah.
But there becomes a point in the cold shower where what ends up happening is your body produces the heat to offset the cold,
it does.
and that's when it feels really good.
Shivers.
Because you start to feel like an intense.
You feel an intense
heat.
warming underneath. It just starts heating up.
So it's like you've become the hot shower in a sense. Like your body heats itself up to that point. So when you get out of the shower, you just start to feel like you feel really warm.
You do feel good. Yeah.
But
Well, the last time, like, whenever I shiver or when I'm cold, I can't remember the last time I was tired when I was like shivering or cold. You just don't feel
Activates
tired.
you.
But whenever you're like warm, like you sit in the sun, you're just like, taking the rain.
That's why I
A
say-
warm shower wakes me up.
there's that drowsiness to
It wakes me up.
Like,
man.
Yeah, I mean, you think
A shower will wake me up.
it does, but
just boiling hot water. That'll wake you up. Just,
yeah.
I mean, it depends on your relationship with temperature. Like if
Yeah.
you,
I'll ask
'Cause
you guys how you start. You might not know it, but how do you start each of your days? And even now, out of lockdown, how are you starting each of your
well, I
days?
probably have the worst. So let's start with me.
We'll start with you.
you start in the afternoon.
He started about half an hour before we started the
Did-
podcast.
Did you say mornings? I can't answer. I can't answer this question. How do I start my mornings?
Sleep.
My fourth cycle of rapid eye movement sleep. No,
So I
but,
start my mornings at 12 a.m.
but I've been. This is what a question I wanted to ask you later because it's all about routines and sticking with them. Because I know I talked to you about the routine where I didn't go on any sort of media for like 48 hours.
Tough,
It was tough, but I felt great after. But I still couldn't stick
Was it
with it.
media or your phone?
No, it was everything. It was
Yeah,
like I
it's
wasn't
electronics in general.
all electronics.
So
I
maybe
took a
tell me
break
about
from.
those.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah.
And the reason I say it is because I'm essentially back into that stage where I'm basically waking up most
Stuck in a loop.
days.
I'm the same.
I'm waking up most days maybe like 3 hours later than I should be. Like I have that period of time where I can't get up. I'm just sitting in bed, feeling like lazy.
Yeah.
But the way I start my days is honestly like I would have to scroll through stuff to wake me up.
Good.
It's not a good way to start,
No, it's good,
but
you're honest about it.
But that's what it is. And what I don't understand is I went through the period where I knew how good being
How good.
I knew how good being disciplined was. But at the same time, when you're going to bed and you want to like watch something or you want to stay up late, it's like somehow that overrides the next day, you know? And so I'm still back in that phase where when I'm going to bed, I just want to like go to bed by like watching 2 hours of YouTube or whatever.
Sure.
Go to bed later and then wake up later and then start my day badly.
Yeah.
And that goes back to like the whole thing of, feeling like you have no time.
Yeah, and then
you feel like you have to fill that window with something.
It goes so fast when you're watching YouTube, scrolling media. You're like, oh, I don't have any time.
so that's something that I actually cut out for like 48 hours
Yeah.
when I was
Yeah.
talking to you about doing it.
TikToks, yeah.
And that's why I want to ask you, like, how do you stick with routines? You know?
We've got to have a foundation for it. So if you just say tomorrow I'm not going to wake up and roll scroll through social media, that's great, but you've got to have a foundation for that. You've got to say, well, look, my phone's not going to be anywhere near me. Second thing, I have an app that tracks if I'm doing that or not, and you get the satisfaction. You know apps when you press like definitely to-do lists, you press something, it goes ding, gives you a little hit of dopamine, like damn, that felt good.
Well,
yeah.
you're still getting your hit, mate. You're still getting your hit.
Still getting your hit, but
Damn, I better post about it. Damn it.
I'll share this on my Instagram.
I feel so good,
So you've
self-righteous.
got a foundation for it. The phone's, so for instance, tomorrow I want to wake up, I don't want to scroll through social media. Okay, phone's away from my bed, it's in my desk.
Yeah.
Second thing, I have the app, I check it. I've got it recorded there, set an alarm as well at 10 o'clock that say, have you checked your phone, yes or no? And you click. Yes or no.
It's just little things that help
Little
you
things
to
like that. If you just
achieve
say,
it.
if you just go on your word, you're not going to do it because your brain's going to override that very quickly.
Yeah.
Instead of just go back to what it knows.
You
Because
click
it-
no at 10 a.m. You suck. You suck.
No,
You're a
but
loser.
I hate it because the app thing I've got is I got to 54 days or something because it's if I just go didn't do it today, I literally didn't do it. It would just reset to 0, and I would hate to.
Which
sit
app is
down.
it?
It's honestly you got 1,000 of them. It's just a normal to do thing, and it just goes green if you said you did it, and that is enough for me. To go.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had streaks like that. I've had streaks like that,
Yeah.
and
Streaks. Yeah.
I can tell you
So the
it's
application
more
said
about
no, and I
restarting
took it
it.
personally.
than it is.
I swept in the
But-
next game.
It's important to make a new habit very satisfying. So that could be, like literally checking it off is satisfying. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Making it making something a habit you don't want, so just scrolling your phone in the morning, more avoidable. That's hiding your phone,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what I do.
I was gonna say also for me, breakfast is my favorite part of the day.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Really?
waking up,
what do you eat for breakfast?
having a coffee. I go between like English muffins.
Mm.
I sometimes have like cheese ones, or I have like berry ones.
Mm.
Fruit toast,
Yeah.
or just normal toast, and then sometimes I have like this vanilla cereal.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem like it really matters what you're eating as long
No,
as you eat something.
but it's just like that feeling of just sitting down on the couch. It's like I normally just like put like the dude on YouTube up or something like that, and I just like have a coffee. It's like my favorite part of the day, 100%. Just sitting back and just like having breakfast and the coffee, man. And then rest of the time, just like I normally go to the gym, and then after that, it's
Yeah.
kinda like, what do I do?
Yeah. After that, it's just free
Fuck
time.
do I do?
I find I have better days when I don't have breakfast for some reason.
Yeah.
When I
That's
have
backed up by
when I have a
science.
coffee in the morning, that's all I need for until say like 12 or 1
Yeah.
because I feel like when I used to go into the office for work and work on the phones for a bit, I felt like I could do more work on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
Nah, I have to have breakfast, man. I get like
It makes
I
me
feel
focus
sick, bro,
better.
if I don't eat.
Yeah. At the moment, I mean, I'm trying to gain weight, so I try to eat. And this is past week, by the way. This isn't a few months ago. It's during quarantine.
Elliot, it's not working.
During quarantine, I was eating at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like you said, I wasn't eating breakfast. Maybe I had a smoothie at most. But
Smoothie.
a smoothie. Yeah.
Sushi.
Yeah. But no, yeah, eating for me, like you said, it bogs me down. It makes me want to sit down. It doesn't. I feel like it does take away a lot of energy, doesn't it? So like just. In my most productive period, I don't know if this is the same for Josh, but I'm more of a morning productive person. So my best hours are between 7 a.m. to I'd say 11:30,
Yeah.
12.
Josh?
What about you?
What about me? Well, I don't
7 a.m.
know.
to
What
10 p.m. till 3 a.m.
I mean, look at it this way: 4 p.m. is essentially my morning.
You should go to.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But
we were talking about like focus periods before, right? When we were talking about
We did talk
assignments
about
back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a night person when it comes to being able to put my head down and work. and stuff.
I can't work past 6:30.
When it comes to
I'm the
Right.
same as you,
Nah.
bro. It hits fucking 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's like
I'm just like, nah,
I
work's
wish.
over.
I can't work, man.
Nah.
I just can't focus any part after like 7 p.m.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm just terrible at winding down at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I feel like you and I are the same.
See, I would rather do
That's
that.
what-
I have
yeah.
to just sit back and watch Netflix or watch a
Yeah,
movie
same
or
with me,
listen
man.
to music or
Yeah, same with me.
play a game on my phone or play a game on my laptop or
Yeah.
something like that. Just
So that's
I have to
why I
get
create my
away.
morning routine. So if I don't have control of my morning, that's my most productive time. If I don't take control of that, my evening is.
Yeah.
Mm.
I used to
it's
wake
free
up
for
at like
all,
8
you know?
a.m. and start studying.
Doesn't matter what I'm
Could go
doing.
anyway.
I think it comes back to sleep hygiene, and I think that's something that I don't have because I don't have the wind down phase.
You need a wine.
For me?
You need a wine.
For me,
It doesn't matter.
Because
what
that's
time,
what essentially fulfills what you've done in the day already.
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't
Wind
matter what
down.
time the wind down phase is, if it's 9 p.m. or 1 a.m. It just means you do actually have a wind down phase.
Before you go to sleep, so
Yeah.
you're in like that
Yeah.
relaxed.
Yeah.
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 Just gotta wake up at a respectable time.
And
Yeah.
now that we've talked about morning routine, so what do you do honestly before you go to bed? Is it just fall asleep to YouTube? Is it?
Well, most nights I try to get an early night's sleep.
By early what time?
Like I'll try to be in bed before the next day, so before 12. I'll try to be in bed like
You can
11.
be in bed, but there's a lot of things you can do.
That's the thing. Like all the
Yeah.
times that I try to fall asleep, I just can't because it's not
Mm.
it's not like my cycle. It's not.
No.
That's when I have the most energy, so I can't just
You
go to
need to
sleep.
wait for 6 hours.
Well, that's what I was saying last week. That's what makes it hard. You know, you wake up at 12 and you try to go to bed at 10, and it's like, well, you've been up for 10 hours today, so it's like, how are you going to go to sleep early? So part of it is cycle, but at the same time, that's when I have the most energy. So it is hard for me to sleep, but.
Liam, what do you do when you wind down each night?
Well, recently I've been playing like Tetris.
No,
So it's quite relaxing.
Dude, oh my god. So I currently my days have been pretty like trash. I during lockdown I did an online course which was like 30 hours. And that was really like the foundation, like you were saying, of why I was actually doing like had a routine. And then as soon as that finished, I was like, fuck.
Why
my phone
routine.
Why do I do
But
that?
I did also during lockdown. I got rid of Snapchat. I don't have like a account anymore.
Yeah, you did.
I cut down like Instagram and Twitter to like less than 5 minutes a day. But at the same time, I filled those slots with like YouTube and you know, obviously like the course that I was doing and maybe like a little bit of reading. But in terms of winding down, I've been playing so much Tetris on my Switch, and it's something about like the satisfying. You slot the things.
Sorry,
in.
so when you play this, are you lying in bed or are you like?
I'm just sitting down, like I am now on my Nintendo, and I'm just playing it.
And when you feel like you've had enough, you just like, my eyes are rolling now. Is that when you go to bed?
Yeah, when my eyes start throbbing, that's when I go to bed.
Go to sleep.
Man, when I don't wear glasses and play on those things, man, oh my god.
My brother has those gaming glasses.
The blue
You think
lights.
they work? I've got
I
them
think-
as well.
I don't-
Blue lights.
Yeah.
No, they do work.
Looks like Kareem.
They do help with stopping bright lights. So.
Just continue, boys.
Another seal broken.
I wouldn't go unless I really had to.
Yeah. Okay, Jesus, keep it in, man. You gotta make it downstairs.
I needed those too.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
Well, once Josh comes back, we'll wrap it up because it's getting
What
quite late. We're at 1:20, but there's obviously footage in there that we gotta chop out. But
Should I say what I do when I wind down?
yeah, talk to us
Should I
about
do it even though he's away? Well, I either watch YouTube or listen to Spotify.
that. Nice.
It's my wind down
Any
really.
sort of playlist?
I'm on. I rate myself.
Right, myself on the Cheers, guys.
Nah, I don't know. I actually quite listen to like R&B before I go to sleep. I know it's like quite, uplifting, but for some reason it gets me in that kind of zen stage, and then I can just
R&B's like that though.
be so
That's the blues part of it.
Yeah, I can just be so like at one with myself, and then just go to sleep.
It's because R&B's like that.
Yeah,
It's like a good wave, and
it
you
just
just like
gives you like real like chill, but you kind of bob into it, and then gives you nice sleep.
Yeah.
Or maybe some John Mayer, cheeky John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Can't fail with that. But I don't know. I'm trying to get to sleep earlier, but I just can't get out of bed.
I mean, you're like
before-
me, so what time do you think you go to
Dude,
bed?
but I'm just being so lazy straight up. I get out of bed at like, I've been trying to get out of bed by 9 a.m.
But what time do you go to bed? Like, literally fall asleep, you think?
Depends. Midnight or 1.
Yeah,
Midnight
okay.
or 1. But I'm out of bed like, I'm trying to get out of bed about 9. I'm trying to do it in stages. So you guys were saying about how you stayed off your phone completely.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to be like, okay, I turn my phone off overnight.
Oh, you have to,
So
you do.
yeah, I turn my
That's
phone off
good.
overnight, and that way it's like if I don't force my. So I actually felt first time because normally if your phone's on, you wake up and your subconscious, you lean over and you grab your phone to
Definitely,
check
definitely.
notifications.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you do it without even thinking. You
Yeah,
grab it
yeah.
like, oh, I've got a notification or someone's messaged me or something.
Yeah.
But when your phone's off, you subconsciously think you don't think about that because your phone is actually off and you somehow know that. So when you wake up, it's kind of like
I know what you mean.
you roll over and you just go back to sleep.
Yeah.
You don't even think about your phone.
It's not even an option.
Yeah,
essentially.
so that's helped me sleep
Yeah.
because I haven't been checking my phone or anything like that.
That's
And then when I wake up, I have to actually turn my phone on to view
Yeah, yeah.
like Instagram or Snapchat
It's an
or
effort.
all that. So I have to actually do that to view it. So that's
See,
my small
I
step
would like
to
to
getting.
do that, but then my mind's like telling me, oh, what if there's an emergency
Yeah.
and something has to reach?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the only thing. It's like if I get a job, so a job calls me at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and my phone's not on, I've missed that call.
Yeah.
It's gone straight to answer phone.
I mean, honestly though, I don't think you should be worried about any of that. Like,
Yeah.
if it happens, it happens. You probably would have slept through it anyway. But it's just your mind playing tricks on you. If you don't turn it off, you know.
That's the only thing that has freaked me out about doing it. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
if something happens and I don't answer it, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
I keep my phone on me, but I keep it on. I set my settings to like do not disturb, but change it for calls. Like people can call me, but I can't get text or.
Yeah.
I think for Messenger, I've had the actual whole notifications off on Messenger for like 3 years now. I just don't like even base messages that people send me. I just don't see them.
All those group chats, like,
Yeah.
no point.
But even when people private message me, I just
Yeah.
I don't have notifications on. I just give myself my own time to check it.
Yeah, that's good.
And you shouldn't feel that.
You shouldn't
feel like you have
You
to.
have to, yeah.
You should be in control of it,
You should be.
because then once you lose that, that's when the app's in control of you.
Well, then you feel there's a constant connection that the app is forcing. So it's like whenever the app wants your attention, it's like
That's the model of notifications, though.
Yeah.
Just constantly trying to get you back.
It's like
you
a
get
Black-
it, and it's like
It's like a Black Mirror episode where,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a good season, but the last season where he's like, I had to check the notification while he's driving because it just made a good sound.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
It's like, it's
Yeah.
kind of true, yeah.
That's very true.
All right, we're at an hour and 25. Do we want to
Good songs of the week.
wrap Rooney? Songs of the week? Anyone want to
we
start?
can rap.
Right.
Elliot's pressure's on. No.
What's the song you've been listening
I'm
to?
terrible with names, so just give me a second and search.
Okay, it's been something I've been listening to this week. I've been back at the gym, so I've been jamming it quite a bit. It is
Make it Chris Brown.
Pistol
Bye.
D12.
Damn it.
Okay.
I didn't even have Chris Brown.
Can't say it, so just punching him.
What does the song make you feel?
Aggressive.
Aggressive.
Like
you
I want
wanna
to
hit the mirror?
Smash someone.
I want to just flick an insect.
Stamp on a man.
You got a song, Elliot?
Honestly, I've been listening to
Yummy.
The Edge on my way to work each day because just whatever. So they played Ride It, Regard, Ride It.
What?
Sorry.
You just
Figure it out.
your tone, the tone. Okay.
Ride It by Regard.
Right up.
Please
I'm
don't listen
so
to this
bad.
song.
Like, I just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, like you said, if you caught it,
What was it?
Ride It by Regard.
From the album Ride It.
That's a bit of a tongue twister, and it's
Ride It by Regard.
Ride It.
Okay.
Ride It by Regard.
Right up my regard.
Right. Well, we have long awaited this song because
This is the one you posted on your Instagram today.
no, for the one or two people that have heard me say this, I was saving the song for the jazz podcast, for the wine, the late night podcast,
This technically is it.
which this is.
We'll get there.
This
It's
is
a proper one eventually.
this is the absolute banger, and this is Mystic Brew by Ronnie Brewer. And
Ronnie Brewer.
Ronnie
Not
Brewer.
The NBA player.
No.
Corey Brewer. There is a Ronnie Brewer, isn't there?
Corey Brewer.
Corey Brewer.
Corey Brewer is a Brewer, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
But this song is such a treat. It's electric keyboard,
Yeah.
and it's a jazz song, and it's really incredible. So
That's the spot.
it is.
And for me this week, I'm gonna go with
The whole genre of R&B.
I'm gonna go with music this week. The whole genre of music. Nah, I picked "Circles" by Post Malone.
That's a good song.
That's a good song.
great song. I love that song.
Because I was listening to it with my parents last weekend. We were just having like a little drinks around the table.
Yeah.
We were just listening to like the charts, and you know, song after song plays. And whenever I listen to the charts these days, I'm kind of like, "Oh, this is alright."
Turn it off.
Yeah,
What is this?
it actually got into a flow of songs where it was like, wow, the charts is actually kind of half decent now.
Yeah.
Like do you know the Good Thoughts song from One News?
No, it's,
No, I don't know.
I always say
I'll have to listen to the charts.
But there was like a loop of that song, like Circles, and then there was a couple of other good songs. I think there was one, it's like Physical by Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
That's a good song. Yeah, that's a good song.
That was good.
Yeah. So Circles by Post Malone. Yeah, that's a good one. All right,
Well, the people get to this point of the video.
No.
Elliot.
Yeah.
Any closing words, Elliot?
Well, since I've never seen how a video on how a good podcast ends, How good.
Come on, mate. This is why
He was
people.
about to exit the podcast there because he has never made it this far.
This is why people don't come as far. You gotta leave us with a little bit of. Come on.
Guys, it was a good chat today. It was really good to be a guest on your podcast. I really enjoyed it. I hope that
Thank
can
you.
come back. I really
You'll be
hope
back,
We'll be
mate.
back.
You'll be back. Less technical difficulties next
Less
time.
technical difficulties, but overall, great experience, great time. Got to do it again, eh?
For sure.
Fantastic.
How good.
Yeah.
Good stuff on, bro. I appreciate it.
How good.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks to the people. If you've made it this far in the video, we'll count Elliot out of that one because we already know he doesn't make it this far. All right. Peace.
Goodbye. Goodbye.